Do you like tall, dominant anime mommies who would step on you? Or what about a demon succubus who would treat you like a slave? How about both? The Demon King's daughter is way too easy. I'm not even going to try and let I say this so it doesn't have a stroke and die. This is a story who follows a hero named Justy. He just sealed the Demon King in a long fight, but it also caused him to die. But out of revenge, Hell, the Demon King's daughter, resurrected him for solely one purpose. The first thing Justy noticed as he was resurrected was Hell and her big, massive jumble bumbles. At first he was confused because he died and defeated the Demon King. But Hell brought him back from the dead. The reason? To turn him into her servant and humiliate him as much as possible. But like any average sane person, he was filled with joy. The thought of a tall mommy succubus stepping on him must have made him excited. Hell tries to correct him and make him realize he is a servant and not some knight. But just in the middle of him trying to riz her up, a group of troops who Justy fought aside appeared out of their ass cracks. But instead of Hell herself fighting them, she commanded Justy, like a good doggy, to go fight them. Like anyone in this situation, without any hesitation whatsoever, he instantly used his long, hard stone slab to beat them all to a pulp. Now Hell was not ready for this at all. She quickly stopped him before he actually slashed their heads off. She claims he is supposed to be groaning and sobbing at the thought of losing his comrades. He claims to say he must listen to her orders now that he is her knight in shining armor or whatever. He proceeds to riz her up while main protagonist music starts playing. He then says that their defenses are far too thin and needs to get somewhere safer. But in the middle of her blushing as he rizzes her up as he carries her, a group of bandits come out of literally nowhere to claim the bounty on Hell's head. Justy tries to tell Hell to run, however she just shoves Justy away and tell him to be a good little puppy and go stop them. Now, me personally, I would be on all fours barking, but that's besides the point. She then tries to tell him again that he is not a knight and shining armor, and he is just a slave. However, just like anyone who has watched all of Vermiel in Gold, he instantly gets excited of the idea of being stepped on. He instantly drops it and mentions her wings and says they are really cool. He then claims he learned back in the Heian era how to grow wings. He then proceeds to say, "Nah, I'd win," and grow wings and float in the air. Suddenly, the bandits who the whole time were literally just staring like dumbasses when they could have attacked when they were caught off guard decided now was the time to attack. They dash at Hell, but Justy comes to the rescue with his hollow purple. He then picks her up again, rizzing her, and said, "We have to go back to the castle." Time skip to when they are back in the castle. And wow, just let me say, after seeing this one frame, I had to finish reading this with only my left hand available. But in the middle of her wondering where Justy went, a figure appears behind her like that one scene with that wholesome girl on the couch and the 5 guys about to help her with yoga poses. She quickly asks if it's Justy, but it wasn't, and before the figure could attack Hell. Justy stepped in and hit him with a reversal red. He then proceeds to apologize for accidentally letting a random person get into the castle. He then gets some of the most inspiring anime protagonist's music playing and proceeds to vow his life to protecting her. She brushes it off and begins to talk about forming a base and reclaiming lands that the humans stole from her. And she says the attack will commence tomorrow. Due to my right arm being exhausted after that session of yank and tug, I'm stopping it there. Again, it's called The Demon King's Daughter is way too easy. You can start reading this just at the beginning of Chapter 4. Subscribe, or I'll personally come to your house and lick your feet.